We're live.
Oh gosh, I'm cleaning up. I'm a wreck.
Now, the good news is there's only one person here with us. So I don't think that should be too big of a worry.
Saw me be a wreck.
Only one person saw you be a wreck.
Oh.
But I wanted to go live. Hey, folks, it's Lester, and I wanted to come live on YouTube. I've already gone live on Facebook a little bit ago, and I thought it would only be fair that if I go live on YouTube as well, I want y'all to look how pretty the Christmas trees are. Jamie's been working her tail off, and this is fantastic. So we've been doing the skinny tree now for the last couple of years. And so to make it kind of like offset, or make it not offset, we put them on each side of the TV. They kind of just go just right.
Yeah, if we can't be skinny, at least our Christmas trees can.
Jamie says if we can't be skinny, at least our Christmas trees can. So the first couple of years we had one big tree over in this corner. And then one year we tried a big tree over in this corner. And then the last 2 years we said, you know what, we're just going to go on each side of the TV, two small trees. And I think they look great. Don't worry, we do have gifts to go under them. But we got dogs coming.
Yeah.
I talked about that in my Facebook video. We're going to be bringing the dogs over here for the next week. That's because Jamie has a work trip. She'll be gone. Jake is out of commission because of his wound, his injury to his hand. And it's going to be pretty much Lester having to do lots of driving and back and forthing, and it would just be easier to have the dogs here at one central location so that I can kind of make this my home base. And so I'm not real sure what the dogs would do to our gifts. If the dogs are like kids and mess around with the ornaments, that's one thing. I can handle that. But what I can't handle is the dogs chewing up the gifts we bought for the kids. I think I've already shown y'all this in another video, but this is what I'm real excited about for LE. We got him this video game. Look at that. That's like the old arcade. Okay, I'm excited about it because I want to play with LE.
Because it wasn't old school like LE old school. It's Lester old school.
This is Lester old school, guys. This is like totally Lester old school. And we got that from Sam's, believe it or not. And then this one over here, Mortal Kombat, it's just kind of tabletop arcade, but it's 2 players, and it's also fairly old school. I'm not going to let you watch Jamie sweep, but I want to read you something. I want to show you. I got something in the mail. I've not opened it yet. It is still sealed. It says Lester on the back of it. But guys, look at the writing. Could y'all look at this writing? I just have fallen in love with this person. It says to Mr. Lester Eugene Morrow, Plum Grove Road, and it has our address. But you can tell that whoever wrote this has lots of years of experience, and they have some hands that have been through it, you guys. And I know that we'll all someday be there. And I love letters like this because whenever I find a letter from someone who's gotten up there in years, and you can tell from the handwriting, it makes me realize that in this letter is a library. I have no idea what to expect from this letter yet. But
it would be kind of funny if they told you off.
If they told me off? Hey, that could happen. That could very well happen. But, you know, they say that with every passing of a loved one, so burns a library. Or something like that. I know you've heard that expression, and I think that that's kind of sad. But I want to open this with you guys, and let's see what it says. Let's read it together. Give me 1 second here to let me get some things sorted.
What you need?
It's a YouTube video. All right, so I'm going to turn this around. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate my phone to turn it around. Right there. Oh, there I am. Okay, I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm hoping to find a tree in the background behind me to make it a little bit more festive. You don't want to stare at me the whole time. So this letter comes from Clay, I believe that says Brewington, and this is Mountain View Drive in North Carolina. Okay. And now, there's always a chance that this thing could say, please don't read this live. And that's happened many a times. But, man, I love receiving letters. Jamie?
Yeah.
Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Jamie's laughing. Okay, Clay, I hope you find this of interest. And that's all that it says as far as the writing.
Here you go. Here's the difference.
But then it's some of those things that you get from the church that talk a whole lot about church stuff. I'm sorry. I hate to. There's nothing wrong with that, and I apologize if I come across as feeling dejected and let down. But I thought it might be a letter, Jamie.
Hold on.
I was hoping it would be a letter.
Hold on. I have a gift today that came. That you're gonna. I started to open it and I was like, oh, this is good. This is video worthy. So.
Look, someone says, just breathe, Lester. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I appreciate this, and you've all seen these. You get them in the mail all the time. Jamie, but I wanted a letter. I thought it was going to be a letter written from an old man or an old woman.
I'm sorry. Now you have to open this instead.
So no libraries burning today, Jamie. No library burns today.
This comes from the UK and it's from
okay.
Elizabeth.
So from the UK and from Elizabeth.
Royal
Look at
Mail.
the packaging with this beautiful butterfly, and it says Royal Mail, guys. That means it's royal. That means the king or queen, Dutch or Duchess, someone has put their stamp of royalness on this. So I want you to see just what I see. I'm opening this up, and I have no idea what's what. I have no idea what's what. Someone says, Lester, old people go to church too. No, I didn't say that, guys. I'm not. This is nothing about old people. Y'all are misunderstanding me. When I first saw this envelope, and that was the handwriting, I was very excited to think that maybe an older person had written a letter talking about something of old. Maybe the old-time ways of farming, maybe what a joy they get from watching the videos. Maybe, Lester, you don't know anything about what you're doing over there at that property, and you don't, maybe. Instead, I get 2 church pamphlets, and that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Clay. But someone says all they sent you was wisdom. Okay, I think that y'all are misunderstanding me. Okay, let's get back to our Royal Mail. And not that this is any more important than the other things, but I'm not going to read publications on a live. Guys, I'm not going to read a publication on a live, especially if one that's opinionated based on different religions and different. I'm not going to do that on a live. So I'm just going to go with this one over here. Now, I'm a little bit scared to touch it. And I shouldn't be, because what I see over here, Jamie, appears to be 3 baby ostriches.
She made those.
No, she did
Yeah,
not.
those are made of felt.
No, Jamie, people can't make stuff like this.
Yeah, they can and they did.
This is Sue. I am the only girl, and I will eventually go to live with the Arms family. So there's no guarantee in that. The Arms family, I think, may have backed out on that deal. We have not. I have not backed out on that. I wanted to hold off a little bit until the drought was over. But I'm thinking the Arms family has kind of backed out on that deal.
Well, I think their path has changed.
Their path has changed. But if they do at some point want that sweet little girl, I will take her. I'll drive her all the way over there. This is Pat, or the Tattletale. I like to point at intruders and run and tell my daddy. And that is very, very true.
That's cute.
That's very true of Pat. I'm going to straighten the little legs up a little bit to make them stand. There we go. He'll just lean over onto Sue. And so you know who this over here has to be. This would be our little Charlie. Oh, he's tiny.
Hold on.
He's tiny.
Look it.
Hold on.
Those must be for Sue.
Charlie, I may be smaller, but I can hold my own. Jamie, can you say that in a British accent, please?
I may be smaller, but I can hold my own.
I may be smaller, but I can hold my own.
They're cute.
These are adorable. Those are adorable. Was there no letter with that, Jamie?
I think I pulled it right here. Hold on a second.
Oh, there might be something I can read. Oh, something I can read.
Oh, it's to me.
That's to Jamie.
Barbara's to me.
Then that means these are probably to you too.
No, they're to us.
Okay. There is something for Cornholio. There is something for Cornholio. You want to read that or
No,
not?
go ahead.
This is for Cornholio. So thank you for these. Who was the sender of these?
This is from Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, Your Majesty, thank you. And God save the king. What's wrong? Isn't that how you say it?
I don't know. That was just funny. That's how you even. I think you curtsied in your chair.
I did. I curtsied in my chair. All right. Cornholio, maybe Daddy. Lester can tell you about Ben Franklin's thoughts about turkeys. Okay. So someone sent me a publication, another publication, and it's entitled, it's a newspaper clipping, Ben Franklin versus Wild Turkeys, a shocker. So I don't really think I can read all of this on a live, and I do not even have a pair of glasses with me. So I'm wondering if this is the same Ben Franklin from
Yes.
long ago.
Yes.
And he had a thing for turkeys or a thing against turkeys? Or you don't know?
You keep talking and I'll get the gist of it.
So Jamie's going to get the gist of it. This comes from Diane Elmore, and she's in Illinois. Jamie, that's your neck of the woods.
Oh, you ready for this?
These pearls also came for Jamie with the little ostrich babies. Charlie, Sue, and Tat. Go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, so
What?
it's just this paragraph, and I'm gonna find you a pair of glasses.
Oh, she has one paragraph she wants me to read.
And guess what there aren't? Glasses.
Okay, so,
Hold on, I found them.
whew. Oh my gosh.
It's really actually relative to you, not just Cornholio.
Okay, it's relative to me, not just Cornholio. Y'all ready? All right. In that same letter, Franklin noted that, quote, the turkey is in comparison a much more respectable bird and withal a true original native of America. Eagles have been found in all countries, but the turkey was peculiar to only ours.
He's saying that it should have been our bird.
The first of all of the species seen in Europe being brought to France by the Jesuits from Canada and served at the wedding of the table of Charles IX. He is, besides, though a little vain and silly, a bird of great courage and would not hesitate to attack a grenadier of the British Guard who should presume to invade his farmyard with the red coat on. Okay. So that's pretty interesting. So Ben Franklin, isn't this neat? We get something from the UK and we get something about the colonist.
Yeah.
And so Ben Franklin talks about in this article the turkey rather than the eagle. You all know that the bald eagle is America's mascot. That's what represents us Americans. But Ben Franklin says, hey, we should have thought about that a little bit more because, as a matter of fact, bald eagles are found over all of the world. Yet the turkeys were only native to the Americas. As a matter of fact, they were sent over and served to royalty of some sort. The turkeys, he says, maybe looking kind of silly, kind of goofy looking, but they have courage. And I do believe that you all have seen the turkeys give Jacob and Ben and Ellie. They have given Brienne, Cornholio has given them all a run for their money. He loves me.
He loves me.
He loves Jamie, but all of those kids Cornholio has, and if they were redcoats, meaning if they were British soldiers, yeah, they would be skedaddling back right on across the big pond to where they came from, says Ben Franklin. That was a long time ago that Ben Franklin would have wrote that. But isn't it true? Cornholio does have more courage than any of our birds out there.
He has just as much
He-
courage as Carl.
He has as much courage as Carl.
I would even venture to say if it was Cornholio versus Tex, that Tex would back down. Seriously.
Jamie says if Cornholio went up against Tex, then Tex would back down. Here's what we do know. Ringo doesn't mess with Cornholio. Pig Trudy doesn't mess with Cornholio. None of the bullies in that pasture, in the Littles pasture, will mess with Cornholio. Cornholio's pretty tough. And so a lot of people are saying, Corny messes with Bree a lot. She can't even drive by. And then how's Jake doing? So Jake's doing fine, guys. I saw him and his girlfriend a little bit earlier. She tried to hug on me, Jamie, and I am not to be hugged on today. I says, Miss, I says, listen, I says, no offense. I'm in Texas. We are all huggers here. I says, but I've been working all day, and she didn't care. She still wrapped her arms around me. And so, yeah, she's here. Jake's here. And everyone's going to be fine, guys. Jake will need a surgery. I'm certain about it. He'll find out more on Monday. So that's kind of what I did when I went onto Facebook. I talked a lot about missing Jake, how we're going to miss Jake around here. I talked about how Jamie will be out of town. Jake is not able to do anything. Ellie is out of town. Ellie and Megan went on their honeymoon. They haven't gotten married yet. You know, they had to postpone their wedding because life happens and some things came up in Megan's work. And it just, you know, they want to have a nice wedding. And I don't blame them for holding off until they have time to plan it and have the wedding of their dreams. And so that's going to be on hold for a short while. But they are traveling. Guys, you don't need me to keep you posted on Jake. Honestly, I'm not going to do that. Jake goes online more than I do. Jake goes online, either lives or reels or videos more than Lester does. And that's hard to do. It's hard to beat Lester on the number of times someone goes online. But you can catch a lot more of Jake than you can of my channel, I promise. Now, Jake just kind of rambles about nonsense most of the time. And it's true, Jake probably will not be online much at all while his girlfriend's here. He kind of goes AWOL. But Jake will not be doing much around the farm here, obviously. It's going to be left up to Ben and Brienne and yours truly here to run this place. So we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Speaking of which,
Jamie says, speaking of which,
it's time to go.
Amy, how do I end this? There we go.